Greetings, good evening, everyone. My name is Michael, and I am the president of the DeFi Angels. And on behalf of the company, I would like to welcome Darius from Crazy Rich Coin, CRC for short. So, this is a very unique project as they are a community driven platform looking to promote real estate ownership in order to empower those individuals who have yet to own real estate in outside of the metaverse. So it's giving the opportunity to fractionalize ownership and leveraging smart contracts in the blockchain in order to expand the reach of what real estate ownership looks like. So I'd like to go ahead and welcome Darius to introduce himself and the individuals on his team.
Hi, yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Michael. Thanks for the introduction. So my name is Darius. I'm one of the co-founder of Crazy Rich Coin. In here, I have my co-founder Donovan, and as well as our developer William. So maybe a bit background about each of us. So for myself, I've been in this crypto since 2017, 2018, doing more of crypto mining and crypto investments. I've also been featured on the local news, Channel News Asia, to talk about crypto in the space, to do mining and investment. Currently, I'm also running my own digital marketing firm and helping companies to adopt cryptocurrency and blockchain into their business. Don, do you want to take over and introduce yourself as well?
Hello, my name is Don. I run a hospitality group in Singapore and Hong Kong. So the group is called ST Hospitality, and we actually run hotels and service apartments. Over to you, William.
Right. So I'm William. I run a development company, specifically on blockchain and game development, and also on especially blockchain games, play to earn game, metaverse games, these type of things that our companies has been building. So we are. For all three of us, we all focus on each different aspect of things, be on the business aspects of things and also on marketing aspect of things. And for me, I'm focusing on the development part of this whole project.
Awesome. So it sounds like there's a lot of experience in entrepreneurship and really starting up companies in order to see them out to success. So, congratulations to you guys for what you have accomplished in the world outside of crypto, right? Because crypto is its own ecosystem, its own universe. So, Darius, why don't you tell me, how did your team come together and what inspired making Crazy Rich Coin?
Okay, so basically, what happened was that we always wanted to bridge this gap between cryptocurrency, the blockchain, and also the real world. Because as you know, we have been running real businesses outside of the crypto space, doing different industries. So I came together with Donovan. We wanted to, since he's doing real estate, and I do also run my family businesses of managing real estates in Singapore. So we plan on doing something that we are able to bridge real estate together with the blockchain and cryptocurrency. So we're thinking, what name should we choose? So I mean, there's this famous movie called The Crazy Rich Asians, right? And I think everyone's very familiar about the show, whereby the Asians, they got a lot of the money from real estate. So I'm thinking, okay, why not we create a meme coin out of it called Crazy Rich Coin then? But as we progress along the way, we started to realize that this is something that that could really work out, that could really build a new business, or even expand the current real estate industry. So we started to think of different utilities, different ideas coming together with our expertise to patch things up. And yeah, this is how we created Crazy Rich Coin. And also along the way, because we needed a developer, because we know in the crypto space it's very important for someone to create a contract and to make sure things are fine on the tech side. So that is how we got William on board then. And William is a Singaporean as well, but now he's residing in Vietnam, because he has his team in Vietnam as well. So I think this is a very good mix, and yeah, this is how CRC was formed.
That's pretty awesome. You know, so you guys found the inspiration off of a film and decided to put your own spin on it and create a token out of it. So for the creation of the token based on the film, what aspects inspired the metaverse? I heard you mention, you know, Crazy Rich Asians. The film is, you know, about Asians getting rich off of real estate. So walk me through a little bit of the kind of real estate that you guys will be creating for the communities to invest in, and what that metaverse looks like.
Oh yes, definitely. So for our metaverse world, right now what we're going to launch is actually the collaboration with SD Hospitality, which is being ran by Donovan. We are looking at doing hotel suites and also hotel rooms. So they will be able to utilize their NFTs in our metaverse world, partnered with Williams Group to create these hotel suites. You're talking about your rooms and your facilities as well. And with these NFTs, they have real utility usages as well, whereby we'll be giving out somewhat like a membership. So every different kind of NFT grade, they'll be having free stays as well as discounts on our partnering hotel brands on board with us at the moment, and also in future. So we already created the website. We are also very excited about the roadmap. Maybe we can fill that in later on. It's actually on our website. And if you click on buy our NFTs, the information is all being revealed there. Yeah.
Awesome. So I heard you mention that you have your own marketing firm, right?
Yes, exactly, Michael.
Okay, so walk me through that integration and that crossover from your marketing firm to the project. Are you commingling the two? How are you managing them together?
Yeah, sure. So actually our CMO is Nicole Chen. She's not here today because she's under quarantine at the moment. But she herself she has like 100,000 plus followers, and she's an international DJ. So I and her we run this digital marketing firm, and that is why if you see on CRC Twitter and on Instagram, we're able to engage a lot of celebrities and world influencers as well. So that is how we bridge it together, whereby we will get them to help us to advertise and also to talk more about CRC on their individual social media pages. So it's very easy for us to engage them because they've been working with us for a long run already.
Gotcha. Okay, so with the marketing aspect of the celebrities, do you guys have any partnerships lined up with the relationships that your CMO and yourself has?
Oh yes, definitely. So we do have big top celebrities with million plus followers. They are based mainly in Asia, but we're also reaching out to those that are based in the US and in Europe as well. Yeah, so if you can see the influencers that we post recently, they're all mixed up in different countries so that they'll be able to represent and to shout out about CRC in their respective countries. Yeah.
It's interesting to hear you guys kind of talk about working your way into Europe and working your way into the West, because so often over here we hear people making their way into Asia and that market. So it's interesting to see kind of the flip a little bit. I know that you guys are in your own time zones and stuff, so it's just very interesting to, I guess, we're on the other side of the coin, right? So with that, and bridging into and working your way into the European market and the Western market, what's kind of your strategy behind that? It seems like you guys have a very niche project for your metaverse and for the pursuing of real estate when it comes to what seems like almost like a timeshare in a way. So how are you working on creating that relationship and getting people to adopt it over in the other time zones in other countries?
Oh yes, I mean that's what's great about crypto and the blockchain, right? Yeah, like uniting every country, every region together, and there's no limit to whether do you want to market it in Asia or do you want to market it in the US. Of course, if there's this real utility usage, then that will be a bit of a problem, because then if you're just based in Asia only, you're only able to so-called give these benefits, these real utility benefits to the Asian country. But for us, we're looking more of partnering in a global scale. So it could be your Marriott group, it could be your Hilton group, it could be anything, right? Whereby we are open up to different brands and projects. I think that would bridge everyone together in the crypto space, and this is what we want to achieve. Apart from that, also there will be the metaverse usage. This is something which is good to bridge as well, because when you play games online and all, everyone's coming together from different countries. So with this metaverse usage itself, people can mingle, people can make connections and network together in our metaverse space. So what we're talking about is, in our metaverse space, you're able to buy, sell, and rent properties. You're also able to use our creator tools to build places to live, work, and hang out, even hosting and attending events. You're able to launch a metaverse business as well. So we're not talking only about a certain small scale whereby you're only concentrated on a region. You're also able to hang out with the celebrities and influential people in the metaverse, and also play mini games to earn your CRC tokens. So I think that is what's great about the metaverse world, right? Uniting everyone together. Yeah.
Okay, I see that. So now, are you guys talking about purely metaverse real estate? I know in your white paper, it says that like the interior designs are based on real world real estate. So are you guys acquiring this real world real estate as well, or is it purely just metaverse?
So right now we're just based on just metaverse with like a timeshare model with a real utility. So moving along the different phases, and our end game is to really do fractionalized ownership. But because when you want to do fractionalized ownership, you need to have certain licenses in different countries, as well as where we're residing in Singapore. We will need a capital marketed services license. But definitely that is the angle, because we want to enable the millennials and Gen Zs to own their own properties, right? And fractionalized ownership is the best way to do it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
So go ahead.
and to add on, I think ST Hospital plays a huge role in our project. Maybe you want to share about this? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
And no, I was saying that our partners, they will already have actually plays a huge role in our NFT project. So maybe this is a part that we will also want to emphasize on. That we actually already have a certain backing from a renowned development and hospitality groups that's with us.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because thanks for reminding me, William. So ST Hospitality, currently they're running a chain of hotels and apartments, mainly now in Singapore and in Hong Kong as well. We are looking at expanding into different countries also. So in order for this fractionalized ownership to work, ST Hospitality is already leading all the developments. So that is how we can tap in by owning a fraction, meaning like owning a few rooms, or it could be a part of the development, so that we could give this part for our CRC holders to invest and to hold on. But this will be a later on stage, because as I said, certain countries need different certifications as well as regulations. So yeah, we're working hard on that part as well.
Okay.
We are actually trying to launch this what we call a Launchpad. We're targeting to launch on in Q3 later this year, where we will also try and unite the developers from other countries or other hospitality groups. So ST Hospitality is just one of the first. We're just the first to participate in this.
Okay, I see that. So with the movement into these hospitality companies, are you guys formulating like getting a business license? Are you guys kind of working on creating the balance between having any sort of like legal jurisdiction with what you're creating?
Yes, so currently we've already incorporated a company in BPI offshore. So the next step is just to apply for the different licenses and wait it out. So yeah, it's coming soon. Like Donovan said, we're going to roll this out in quarter three to early Q4. This is when our Launchpad is out as well. So maybe I can explain a bit about our Launchpad platform. So basically, what we do on our Launchpad is we help real estate developers, operators, to raise money by crowdfunding from our CRC whitelisted holders. So this could be in an Ethereum or BNB pool, whereby we are like a bank, so-called loaning out to these developers, operators at a very low interest rate, and definitely much more competitive than the banks, the institution, or the current corporate lenders out there. Why? Is because we're able to do this because of the blockchain technology, right? And also through cryptocurrency. And with that, with this finder's fee, a percentage will be used to do a buyback into our CRC network, to our CRC pool, sorry. So this helps our holders, as well as help out these real estate developers and operators in doing up their developments. Yes, thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. So for your Launchpad, how are you going about vetting out these projects and these individuals that would be pursuing you guys for your Launchpad services?
Yes, so depending on each developer, case by case, on what development they want to do, we will have a certified lawyer who will do the KYC process with them. And then, of course, we will review out all this information when our CRC holders wants to invest in them. So everything is very transparent. Everything is in black and white. Yeah.
Nice. So I'm gonna open it up. I have some more questions, but I don't want to hog up the entire AMA. I'm gonna open it up for a couple people and the rest of the committee and the core team to ask some questions. I appreciate you guys being here, and like I said, I have more questions, so I'll definitely jump on. I just don't want to hog up all the time.
Hey, sorry, Michael. We actually have Dell Crypto is here.
Oh, let me go ahead and unmute Del Crypto for you.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Del Crypto.
What's going on, Big Mike?
Nothing much, man. Just living the dream. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. It's a beautiful evening, and I heard that this VC was going on, so I just came running on over.
Oh, I appreciate that. I've noticed you're kind of on the social engagement level. You've been chatting it up with CRC. What's your relation to the project?
For me, it was like a back channel connect that I had heard. These guys kind of started making rumblings because they got the support of William Wang, who is a giant in the space. He's behind some back end genius for a lot of projects, and so he started making waves, and my deep circle connection started to hear about it because there's just so much crypto innovation coming out of Singapore, where this group is based out of, and then I think what really like kind of tipped the scales and got me involved was when people started to hear about ST hospitality being leveraged and this really being kind of like aiming towards becoming a blockchain utilization that'll, aim itself at the real estate market and bring a solution into it that, will shake things up. And we got educated, me and my team, we got educated on Crazy Rich Coin, what it was, found out that it was exactly that. And that's really what we're looking for these days, that type of functionality, aimed at big giant fiat markets where all the money is, right? And we got really attracted because, from a macroeconomic perspective, which has always been my interest in how I approach a market, we see what's happening with the increasing interest rates, the scarcity in the housing market, and truly it's just becoming this catalyst pushing out the everyday working family and making it harder and harder to have their realization come true of owning a home. And we've seen this before, right? 2008, 2009 was really the culmination of that, at least here in the US, as far as the housing market crisis was concerned. And now there's a lot of, indicators that look like, okay, that might repeat itself. It may be bigger and it may be on a more, macro global scale. And so it's while last time when it happened, everybody was on their own and everyone kind of just had to rough it out and survive that long period of like, economic depression. And now I don't think it's going to have to be like that. I think that blockchain solutions such as this, bringing that crowdfunding element of a blockchain to an incredible market like this and being able to offer interest rates that no other lender can compete with. I mean, there's a lot of things that Crazy Rich Coin are doing right with their NFTs and the metaverse, and they're being very innovative and trying to get ahead of this merging $8 trillion market that is metaverse. But for me, it's the lending aspect and the blockchain crowdfunding utilization to provide a financial solution, something DeFi that can create lending rates for not only businesses, but also what really interests me is, hardworking families that no other lender can compete with. And that's that's an extremely bullish fundamental to deliver to a crypto market where the majority of other assets are really so immature in their offerings.
Yeah, I can see that perspective for sure. That That explanation really ties into just the market itself is just so young right now. So really having a valuation of a metaverse market at $8 trillion, I think that's pretty interesting to think about in terms of kind of where those specific metrics were taken from. So I know that there's a lot of potential. I know that there's a worldwide opportunity for individuals to have access to it. So I can see why there would be that speculation on it being an $8 trillion market. I know that there's a house in the United States that recently is currently on the market being sold. And the deed is actually uploaded on the blockchain as an NFT, and that's kind of the direction that I've
It's
talked
a
about
little it's a
really
little
heading.
Florida bungalow, right?
Yep,
It's a little
yep.
Florida bungalow. I had gone to make an offer on it, okay? I wanted it because I want the NFT. Yeah, the house and the property ain't that great, but I want that freaking NFT. It's gonna be historic. And so when I went to make a bid on it, I had been told that like someone was in the process, and I did not know that it fell through and that it was still on the market. It's on the market right now.
In terms of it being on the market right now, I can't
No, okay, because I did hear it. So I heard that. Correct. Didn't hear that it sold. Like not that they closed or anything, but that I heard that like a buyer had been engaged, and I know that because like I went to make an offer, and it wasn't so much the house I wanted. I wanted that NFT. So now that that opportunity has kind of gone awry, I'm a huge investor in real estate, and like I started very much in my youth, flipping homes and things as such, and then I kind of like graduated to apartment buildings and things like that, and then I kind of like really got into doing more of like a venture capital land development thing, and joining in groups to build things like mini malls and neighborhoods. And I fell in love with it's so easy. It's almost like every time you throw money at it, it comes back in spades. Real estate is just the best. And so for me, i I fell in love and I got enamored with this thing, right? And the market right now is nuts because of scarcity. And I have this very bolsterous portfolio of real estate that right now is incredibly overvalued due to the scarcity. And I'm looking to unload. There's an apartment building that I want to unload, and it's a much and I saw that they got like their full asking price for that little bungalow in Florida, and it was really like nothing special. But this is like actually a great investment opportunity. And so I was tweeting about it earlier today, that I want to partner with Crazy Rich Coin, and just like they were the first home to be sold by NFT. I want to make my property the first commercial property that is sold.
Gotcha. So your scope with Crazy Rich Coin right now is a fan that's looking to become a partner, is kind of my understanding. Am I correct?
No, so I heard about them on the back end from William Wang's. I never answered your question. What a great point. So I heard about them on the back end with William, right? Okay. And I got interested in what they were doing, and before I go to invest, I go as hard as I can and I look to penetrate. And I was able to penetrate and like connect the devs and get to know the team. And as far as at this point, I'm an investor, not a fan. I literally have money in Crazy Rich Coin because I believe in them. And then now so I wouldn't be partnering with them for this venture as much as I would be like hoping that like I can like help. I need a service from them, right? A service that will take my property and really do everything that a real estate brokerage would do in the US. But I need them to do that for me in terms of having that representation and documentation be an NFT on the blockchain. And I know this is right up their alley, and this is like what they're planning on doing already. And I can't wait to talk to them about it and freaking make history.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, you have um, your innovators and your inventors and your imitators. So I think that it's going to be very interesting to watch the development of Crazy Rich Coin for what they have going on, between the team and then your desire to be involved on the commercial end. So I like it. I like what I'm hearing. I would definitely love to hear the perspective of my colleagues and my peers to jump in and ask some questions. They're chewing at the bit right now. So I'm going to go ahead and step back and, let the committee and the rest of the core team jump on in.
I had a quick question. Will you guys be having like any sort of real estate license, like brokers, or like, do you need a license to be a broker for the real estate in the metaverse?
So real estate in the metaverse, um, currently, currently there's no license for that. I think anyone can be a broker in the metaverse, but if you're talking about the real world, then in order if you want to link it to an NFT or even to an STO, right now, because it will be under securities, so you need that license. So we are actually applying for it, and yeah, we are working hard on that because that's our angle, and our lawyers and corporate team is working on that as well. Hope that answers your question. Thank you.
I have a question. I'm trying to make sure I have this clear. You guys are buying property in the metaverse or in the real world?
So, so in the metaverse, right? We are actually creating our own metaverse land together with our developer William. We're also looking at exploring to buy lands in your mainstreams like Decentra and Sandbox. That is where the traffic is, and that is where we can really promote and give awareness to our project. And in the real world, actually ST Hospitality, like I mentioned, they have already are operating a chain of hotels and apartments. So we are actually so-called riding onto them because they have the experience and the team and knowledge on that, right? So it's easy for us to go in with them in terms of a fractionalized ownership. I hope this answers your question, Rex.
Yeah, that's the first one. With regard to your tokenomics, does the team hold tokens?
William, can you help me answer this?
Regards to the tokenomics, team does not hold much token. The tokens are reserved only about 5%. That's meant for the centralized exchange listing purpose. That's all. Other than that, we do not hold much token as compared to this whole tokenomic. Because basically when we launch, other than the initial seed funding, that we see investors share, or which are all being locked. The remains are all being launched in a fair manner.
Okay. So what percent would you say the team has?
5%, and this 5% is actually meant to reserve for for our other listing purposes.
Okay, I'm just curious because it looks like a little more than 5% in your constructor on your contract.
In the contract, there's another pool of token. Those are basically community tokens, and we are meant to use them for marketing purpose and also for staking rewards. That's coming up. Yep. And that don't belong to the that is not meant for us to as a founder to hold on to. And we are actually rolling out our staking this week, and so you will see these a lot of these tokens are being transferred to a staking contract to be given for reward for the public.
Okay, I was just curious. My specialty is looking over code, so that was what I was looking at.
Sure. I mean, most of the information available in our white paper, and I believe if you can see, there should be a issue tally between the white paper and also the what is happening on the Etherscan. Yeah.
Right, I'm on Etherscan. Yeah.
Right. Thanks for the question. I believe this is something that a lot of people will want to know also. But thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Justin. Quick question for you. In phase 4, you have in there that you'll be releasing staking. Is that going to be just for your Crazy Rich coin, or will you also do staking and whatnot for your NFTs?
Yeah. So for now, we're actually gonna launch our so we actually have a second token that we launched. It's called Cash. So what Cash token does is that they are able to use this Cash token to bid for very rare NFTs not in our collection. So they are one-time off, and also when there's a buy into the Cash token, there'll be a buyback. There'll be a 6% buyback into the CRC pool. So whenever cash is being bought, the CRC pool will be raised, and the price will be raised. And also in phase 4, we'll be launching the NFT staking as well as our CRC coin staking as well. Hope this answers your question, Justin.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And I did have one more for you. I see you're going to be releasing your own DAO. Are you going to use Crazy Rich coin as a governance token, or are you going to have a separate one?
Oh yes, CRC will be the governance token. So this style is actually the Launchpad platform that I talk about, the crowdfunding. So the governance, everything will be decided, but we're using the CRC token. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hope
I
this
appreciate.
answers your question.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much, Justin.
So what so I have a question for your partnerships. How have you guys gone about that? What other partnerships do you guys have down the pipeline for yourselves?
So we have quite a broad partnerships. We have different hospitality groups wanting to come on board with us. They are global brands with hotels, apartments, and stays all around the world. Apart from that, we are also partnering with different metaverse world. Like for example, William has his Metashiba Land, which we'll be doing a collaboration with. We are also reaching out to Decentra and Sandbox and other different metaverse worlds that we could launch together as well. We are also looking at different operators to run different businesses in our metaverse. So yeah, we actually line up quite a bit of operators because of our real world experiences from our businesses. That's why we're able to link up that fast and that quickly. Hope this answers your question, Michael.
It does. It does. Thank you. I appreciate that for sure. So when you guys are scaling out your actually I'm curious about your private sale, because as you scale, I'm sure that there's going to be some unlocks along the way. Can you walk me through the vesting schedule on your private sale?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So we actually have a lock, a 4 months lock and a plus 4. So what happens is that they are able to unlock 25% of their coins with a linear lockdown of per month. So that is how the unlocking goes about. Yeah, but mainly these private sales, they are all from our family and friends. So it's not really to the public. It's more of our close kins and all. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So how did you go about selecting your private sale investors? Because I see that the private sale is allocated for 17.5% of the supply at 100% of the supply, and given the 50% burn, that's roughly 2x. So they hold a large portion of your circulating supply. So how did you guys go about selecting who got in your private sale?
So for our private sale, like I said, we did not release this very publicly. So we just talk to our friends. It's like any startup, when you want to run a business, you talk to your very close family, your friends. So as founders, Don, we actually reached out to our family and friends and told them that we had this crazy rich project idea that we wanted to launch, and so of course, I mean, if they don't believe in the project, they believe in us. So that is how we got the funds in, and yeah, pretty much they invested in this, and yeah, it's basically more of our very close kins and all, instead of doing publicly. Yeah.
I would actually also like to add that this initial funds were actually used to do our development work, to do the initial marketing, and also to build up and to be put in the liquidity pool. So actually, these funds, a lot of them were actually used as an operational for CRC to start.
Awesome. So I see here, I think that that's clever for what you're doing with the allocation of your funds. So I see kind of a couple things going on in your roadmap, right? You've got your NFT marketplace in phase 4, your donation to charities in phase 5, and then metaverse games, and then phase 6 is your metaverse real estate, and your VR functionalities are enabled. How are you guys going to execute this in a timely manner without dealing with delays or an extended timeline, right? Like, how are you going to create these deliverables in a timely manner for your community?
For this, I think I have the answer for this. Basically, because for the development of like the metaverse, all these VR, it has already been an ongoing process. Even before this CRC project, for my team, my technical team, we have been building our own metaverse world and 3D for the environment in the game. So our game is our own native game is already in beta mode. Is already users are already able to connect wallet on the Rimbiski testnet and have a certain feel of it. For my Beta Shiba project, for example. So we're integrating a similar technology things that we have built and create for CRC environment, Crazy Rich Coin environment, to have the same simulation. So for the game part, which usually is the longest time taking, it took us months to develop, which has already been done. So that part is more or less going to be ready soon. So other than that, if we are talking about things like our Launchpad or this smart contract, our technical team are also pretty confident in terms of delivering on time, because because the smart contract part is not a big problem for us. And definitely we just have to get a front end everything done up. I mean, this is a bit technical part, but basically is that these are the products that we are not foreign with. We have been developing, and we've been developed for other clients before as a development company that's run by me. So CRC does have the necessary tech support that's needed to deliver its roadmap. Thank you. I hope it answers.
Actually, our
Hi.
biggest concern is doing the marketing for our NFTs and then also our Launchpad. So we also need some time to buffer to be able to reach out. So actually being in Asia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and I think we've even got a community running in Chinese and also in Vietnamese. But I think right now our aim is really to reach out to the rest of the world, especially US and Europe, which we still have a lot more work to go.
Hi guys, how you doing tonight? I got a question
hello.
for you.
No.
I got a question for you about the charity. I noticed that you have for, it says that a percentage of your transaction fee is going to go for education, healthcare, and housing. I was just wondering what the percentage of the transaction fee is, and if you know exactly, like it says regular intervals, that it's going to go to a good cause, and exactly maybe if you know what the percentage is and what exactly, how often it would be going to the charity.
Yeah, I'll answer this then. So thank you for your question. So depending on the volume that we create with our relevant contracts, right? Normally we'll do it quarterly of the year, and what we normally concentrate on is to help those who are homeless, in need of building a house also. So we are talking about the third world countries, whereby we are working with a charity community called Crossroads. Yeah, mainly right now in Philippines, but we're also reaching out to different charity groups also to do this. In terms of percentage, it really depends on the volume as well, and also the needs of each charity organization. Yeah, hope this answers your question. Thank you very much.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
I have a couple of questions. If someone could tie it together for me, because I think I kind of get the concept, but what I'm not understanding is how this metaverse, how it's applying to the real world, because I know Del Crypto was, he made a statement about your interest rates being lower or, competitive, with actual banks. So I want to figure out, or I would like someone to explain to me exactly how are your rates more competitive, and what exactly is this applying to? Is this applying to just the actual residential properties? Is this also applying to hotels? Is there another way for people to make, like, how are people making money besides selling the actual properties in the metaverse? Are they able to also make money off of hotels or resident? Like, I just don't really understand exactly how this applies to the real world. So if someone could paint that picture for me, I would be highly appreciative.
So there's I will share a little bit on this before I let others to add in. So basically, right? So the whole idea is that we have been building metaverse. People have been crazy over the metaverse land and NFT stuff, but the problem is that fundamentally we want to link it to the real world. So when we issue our NFT, our CRC NFT itself is also being tied up to a certain services in a way that of a certain free stay a number of states that's worth a certain value itself. So the issuance of the NFT is actually by our partners that owns the properties. So in backing this up, so from there user who owns this metaverse NFT actually has a certain link to the actual real estate that's existing in the real world, and that's a main link that we are trying to create. And of course this type of sharing services, this type of utility services whereby you can get to have a number of days of stays of certain hotel apartments using our NFT. It can also be traded from using the NFT and within the metaverse, but it's also claimable in terms of the utility to the real world. So yeah, that's a part about our CRC NFT launch.
William, I think she was asking more so in terms of the plans of utilization for CRC for crowdfunding and creating lending options for venture capitalists in the real world. And that, I think those are the that was the aspect that she was asking about.
Thank you, Dale. So, if that's the focus of the question, so on top of the NFT, whereby we link to the real world, I think the question is directed to our Launchpad platform and crowdfunding. So, this part whereby we are actually getting real world projects, be developing a land and a small townhouse in Philippines or in certain country. We will actually put the proposal up onto our Launchpad and for the community to do the funding together, and of course with a certain benefit and ROI based on the proposal that's being submitted. And and uh, uh, and and for the real estate developer, there's a new way of source of raising fund other than through the conventional method of through the bank or through other financing vehicles.
Yes, Kay, and so this is Kay for me. This is what gets me freaking excited about this project, because what's happening, Kay, is that all these lenders in this market, they're forced to all hover around the same number because there are regulatory conditions that literally stop them from being competitive and offering an interest rate beyond a certain point. And here in the US, it's the feds that control this number, and in other countries there are other regulatory bodies controlling that number, and it's an essential number that they use as an indicator and a judge and truly a manipulator of the global economy on a macroeconomic scale. And right now, what's going on, Kay, and a great example of this is Evergrande. And I don't know if you live in the US, Kay, but I do. In the US and populated areas, you drive by mini malls and they're empty. Small businesses are closing and they're not getting filled again. And this is all hope it happening across the world, Kay. And it's happening for commercial as well as residential real estate, where lenders are going to get their money from these traditional lending brokerages, and they're finding rates that are skyrocketing and are leaving them to not have the profit margins needed to move forward. And some of these things are stopping progress from moving forward on projects that are already in the works, right? And so that's where Evergrande and things come in. And so, Kay, what CRC is doing, because this is DeFi, this is unregulated. So if CRC opens up a legal entity in a country, which, hello, done, and if they set themselves up to be able to legally be a brokerage of lending in that company, and they utilize for that lending crowdfunding blockchain solutions to create that pool of lending, a pool of lending that's theirs, that's unregulated, that's DeFi, and that they can use to offer interest rates that no other conventional lender can touch because they're not allowed to. And so just by having the interest rate be offered 1 point lower than the lowest offered in the market, they can have the world's leading venture capitalists come running to them to put themselves in a position to get lending capital to be successful and gain the most profit margin. It's common sense. And then, Kay, here's what this project's going to do. And this is what gets me doing backflips. They're going to create a launch pad where when these leading venture capital groups want to do their amazing land development projects across the world and they're looking for lending, they're going to be put on display and highlighted on CRC's world leading Launchpad, giving investors insight and choice into land development project options to directly invest capital into from a blockchain crowdfunding standpoint, micro investments into being part of the bank. And so then you asked a very important question, Kay. You say, how do we make money off this? It's key that we know this. And the way is you make money the way the bank makes money, Kay. The bank makes money off charging the APR interest rate. And that is called creating passive income for investors. And I love passive income. It's what drives my every waking moment. So great question, Kay. I hope that answers it for you. If not, let me know, because it is a little confusing. It is a bit complex than the majority of these immature crypto offerings in this space.
And no, it just needs to be tied together, though. You know what I mean? It's about painting the picture, and if they can paint that picture effectively, then it will be a lot easier for for people to get it. So,
Two things,
it's not that complex. It just needs to be.
Yeah,
it's the way
I
that you
agree.
present it.
I think there's a little bit of a language barrier, right? And that's understandable and that's cultural. And then secondly, they offer so much because with they see the opportunities that are here in the real world and they have that offering. But what they're most excited about, and you can see it, Kay, like in everything they talk about, they know what's coming in this market. And they know that, yeah, the real estate market is huge money and it's huge money right now, but they know that it's going to be nothing in comparison to metaverse. And that's what got them all excited and doing backflips. And so that's what their focus is on when they talk about. But you're right. Like it's not the easiest thing to put together. But when you do put it together and you learn how boisterous of an offering it is in this really clown of a market, you see why, it stands out to people like myself.
Yeah. And then lastly, you're just an investor in the project, correct? Or do you have another role?
No,
Okay.
I did. So I have helped them, like in a bit of I helped them to come together a bit and with the cash token, and I offered some ideas for it, but like not in like a compensatory role or anything like that. Really what that was about was helping out my friend William Wang, who is like a leader in the space. And so I've worked with a lot of projects in the past doing consultation, and there's been a lot of times where we've utilized William and his team's skills to help us accomplish a difficult task on the back end of development.
You a consultant for them? Are you?
No. I consulted in the past for other projects.
Oh, okay.
That's how, and while consulting and with those many other projects that I've consulted for, like over the double-digit years that I've been doing this, I have used William Wang and his team to help me accomplish difficult, like back-end development tasks. And so that's how I got to know William. And that when I heard William was intimately involved in this project as like having, the role that he has of being part of the team, that's what cued me to get in. And then no, I did not consult for them or anything like that, but I helped out a bit, and they asked me some questions in regards to Cash Token, and I answered them openly, willingly, and freely.
Okay, but but that wasn't like a consultation or anything. You just answered questions. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are, but Kay, let's be like, there are people in this world who would say answering questions is consultation, and I was answering
Right.
questions. Yeah, so I
I
don't
agree.
know. Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Right, but I mean, and then at the same time, there's people in this world who will say you were helping out a friend. So it's a gray line, and call it what you will, but that's what I did.
Well, that's
Okay.
kind of a lead
Thank
in
you.
then for me. I had one sort of more question. I just want to make sure I have a detail right here. Your website is crazyrichcoin.io, right?
Yes, exactly. That's right.
Okay. Because I clicked through to your Etherscan link and looked at the deployer wallet, and I was a little bit curious because that wallet is also associated with Sphere, Metashiba, Stars, Hub, Cash, Celeste, DAC, Sports, and probably a few others I missed.
Right.
Did you guys?
A lot of those sounded like dust, man. Those
Well,
almost some of those sounded like crypto dust.
they might be, but that's my question, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the grand majority of those were dust.
I think that we should let Rex finish his question.
I'm sorry.
So,
I just hate dust. I can't stand it. I get emotional about dust. I'm sorry, Rex.
I don't much care for it either, which is why I'm asking about it. The question is, do you guys have a developer on the team? Or did you hire somebody outside the team to write the contract? And if outside the team, do you plan on getting developers on the team? And if on the team, tell me more about these other projects.
Okay, so I will answer these questions. So basically, yes, we have the full in-house development team under my management, because I have been running an ICO company since 2017, and we have launched multiple projects for different business, different project leaders. And yes, just now you did mention a few like Celeste Deck, or these and all these are my other partners projects that we help to do the deployment, and it does have a link together with my company, which is actually MetaFactory. And MetaFactory, we are actually helping giving a lot of technical support and deployment for different funders at different projects. And for CRC specifically, it's very different because we are coming in a form of partnership. We're actually coming as a partner together with CRC founder. So I assume the role as a CTO of CRC over here. So that's why you will see that the deployer wallet does have a lot of other projects being deployed before, and they are still running, such as First 11, amazing project. There's about footballers and club football stars. All these type of projects are all going on as of now, and of course those are our partners, also potential partner. And of course, I've been talking to the founders about even future collaboration possibility between them and CRC. Also, I'm trying to link all these projects together as like a good ecosystem, and we all grow together. So, but they are all individually run by different founders, even though they share the same technical team. My team is pretty big. We do have our own game development team. We have our back-end development, and we have a group of front-end and 3 blockchain developers over here. So we are capable of supporting all this development work all at the same time in terms of the technical side. There's no issue, right? I hope that answers your question.
I think so. I'll pass it over to somebody else. Unless no one else has a question. In which case I could keep going, but you can go ahead, Michael.
Oh, I was just waiting for you, Rex. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them.
No, I think I've asked enough. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Rex and Michael. Maybe I'd like to add on to Kay's question, whereby the whole thing looks messy and complex. Maybe it does is because what we're doing here is bridging real life into the blockchain, right? So we basically have to satisfy both sides. So in business aspect, if you see what we're actually doing, we're actually so-called enticing, romancing the VC side, the real world, like your hotel operators, your developers coming into the blockchain. That is why we did the NFT to create membership, because I think ultimately what all these real world business want is actually community building. This is something that is very important in every business aspect, which this is what blockchain can benefit to these real world operators. If you look at just lending from the bank, you're just getting attention from the bank, but you're not getting attention from a community, from people that would help to shout out your brand and to really into your community. So that is what we're doing at the moment. And in times to come, when we have our licenses and all, this is how we can really bridge everything together. So I think this is a very beautiful marriage if we're able to achieve this, and we are going to achieve this because we have all the expertise on board in our team. Hope this further answers your question, Kay.
William, I'm just trying to understand your relationship to the CRC team. Is it like a contract where they hired you to do the contract, or are you guys, is this like your project?
I'm not being paid a vendor fee or anything. In fact, we help it. We share when we speak together. We think that it's a great idea. So we come together. I lend them my technical resources. So I actually built the project in terms of smart contract, all these type of things for them, for the project itself. So in a way that I'm actually a partner of a CRC rather than a vendor. So they don't hire me, they don't pay me a service, any vendor fee or servicing fee, like outsourcing manner, because Darius and me are close friends in Singapore also. So we just sort of like, okay, you guys have the idea and I run the development company. Let's do it together. I feel that it's a great idea. Why not? So
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. I was just trying to understand the relationship there.
Yeah, sure. No worries, man.
Yeah. So to sum up, actually, William is our CTO, and we work with his team very closely. So be it the developers or designers, we all have our different modes of communication with them. And actually, we are all dispersed in different countries. Some are in Vietnam, some are locally, some are in Philippines, and also in the Middle East.
So to bring all of the real world piece back into like the full project, you said you had a legal team that was looking into this because some of it does require licensing, and obviously this is it's across international borders. So I'm assuming you have lawyers that are familiar with or and are able to practice across various countries' borders. Do you have an answer from them yet about whether this is actually viable, or is this something that they're still looking into?
Oh yeah, this is definitely viable because if you see in America, you already have your fractionalized ownership for the NFT. In Singapore, we do have companies that are already doing fractionalized ownership as well. For us, we're looking more on a global scale. So in each country, it works differently because of different regulatory. So yeah, this is definitely in the works. We have already gone to do the application and all. And yeah, we'll see something in phase 3 when we start our crowdfunding platform.
Awesome. Well, if does anyone else have any questions before we close out?
I had a quick question. Did Dell say he consulted you guys on previous projects? Or was he just an investor?
He's just a friend of me, of mine. So I do help. I did help Dell before on some of his technical stuff. He needs some contracts. All these I built for him, without mentioning. So, but the thing is, so when I do the CRC, I told Dell, I say, this is an interesting project. You should look into, and that's how he got involved.
Okay. Did he come on to any other projects before that you introduced him to as a friend?
I mean, Dell is also helping out to give advisory to First 11 in form of to also to work with the founder very well together. Yep. For the other projects that I've, but all these are basically you know these are he only see do things that he sees like in definitely. So so of course my side I have many founder be it clients or founders or partners together. I mean we do certain development work for our clients. Those are services that we do for them. But partnership is totally different, right? Partnership is whereby we are acknowledging that this project is our project, and we are joining in together. And because we know the founders well, we know the visions well, we know the idea well. That's why, as a development company, we want to partner up together and become the in-house development team together. So this is the whole reason. You know, so it's the same thing. I believe they'll see a certain light in what I see. So that's why he's willing to share our project to his community, to everyone.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you and Dell have or have not worked together in the past on projects?
Definitely in terms of technical side, I did supported Dell before in projects.
Okay, so you guys have worked together in the past. Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
And in fact, CRC is not the only project. There's also helping out with. There's also First 11. So I mean, so I'm just saying that Dell and I have a pretty close relationship on this. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I was just getting clarification, just making sure that I understood correctly that you two had worked together in the past. So thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and close on Crazy Rich Coin, a project inspired by Crazy Rich Asians to bring metaverse real estate to the world. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here on our platform, and we look forward to the future for seeing what you guys are able to create.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you, the DeFi Angels community, for having us here. We hope that we have clarified and explained on our project. And yeah, we hope to see you all again. On behalf of CRC team, thank you very much, and have a great day, everyone.